the next 3 months, you get to have 1 month off. Isn't that exciting? Good job. I'm already pre-planning it for you, okay? And then the last number, the 63, that's work days. That's work days. You get a month off, you work 2. Makes sense to me. Not bad, not bad. So think about this, the activities and a 5-5-10. If you previewed 5 houses a day for the 63 days, write down 315 previews. For some of you, that would be a few more than you normally have done in your career. Okay? Number 2, write down 5 expireds or old expireds per work day. So that would be 63 work days times 5. So that's another 315 expireds or old expireds that you would see over the next 94 days. Now, if you took the 315 previews and you took the 315 expireds and old expireds and added those together, you'd have 630 doors that you would see, expireds that you would see. And those 630, if you knocked 10 doors around each one, that would be 6,300 doors that you knocked. Now write that down. 6,300 doors, 6,300 doors. Now we know that 30% of the people will be home at any given time. So of the 6,300 doors, that means that 1,800, so write down 1,890 contacts. You would make 1,890 contacts. 1,890 people that you would talk to, face to face. Now let me ask you a question. If you talk to almost 1,900 people over the next 90 days, could you list or sell a house? Could you list or sell more than one? 1,890 people. I'm giving you a month off. It's planned in the deal. It's not even a you have to steal it. I'm going to help you plan it into your next 94 days. I wrote down here, Robert Collier said, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. That's what we're talking about here. Small efforts repeated day in and day out. Yeah, but Neo, I've done this before. You've talked about this before. It didn't work for me. Did you talk to 1,890 people? Well, close. How close? Well, I got to 90. Well, that's pretty good. It's a start. So we've said that to ourselves. Self, I've already tried that, and I haven't had a lot of success, so not going to do that again. Well, I wrote this down. You've got to write it down in bold letters. Wrote down, try again. Write down, try again. I know you've made efforts before. I know you've talked to clients before. But this time we're going to try again. This time you're going to try with a lot more energy. This time you're going to try with a lot more persistence. This time with more focus. This time with better and higher expectations for this quarter. And you're going to be far more determined in getting the job done. Last quarter. Last quarter, ladies and gentlemen, 2012. Now, here's what I do know. 40 years of doing this. I'm absolutely convinced that what happens, we have the last quarter of the year, you can still make your year. No matter what you've done so far, you still can make your year. I've seen some agents pull a rabbit out of a hat in the last quarter of the year. How many deals could you do if you talked to 1,890 people in the last quarter? Could you do 5 deals? It's $50,000. Could you do 10 deals? Could you do 3 a month? 3 a month. Now that doesn't sound like a lot to some of you, and to some of you, it's insurmountable. But you know what the truth is? To do 40 deals a year, you have to do 3 a month. So if you wanted to do 40 deals a year, and you hadn't done it so far, let's do it in the last quarter. Let's be on track for it in the last quarter. Let's be on track for 3 a month in the last quarter. And let me tell you what else is going to happen. By being on track for 3 transactions per month in the last quarter, what's going to happen to your first quarter? Gigantic, spectacular. Almost, I was going to say every person, but I won't say that. I would say almost every person, every one of you, that's having a spectacular 2012 had a great first quarter. And almost every one of you that's not having such a great 2012 had a very weak first quarter. That's almost a given. So if you're going to make 2013 spectacular, it starts today. Write that down. It starts today. Right now, right here. You're going to try harder. You're going to try with more energy. You're going to be more persistent. You're going to be more focused. Paul Meyer quoted, 90% of those who fail are not actually defeated. Listen to this. 90% of those who actually fail are not defeated. They simply quit. They quit before they got the momentum. They quit when they got the momentum. How hard is it? Let's talk about riding a bicycle. To start riding a bicycle on a slight incline without the benefit of gears, just a normal beach cruiser type bicycle on a slight incline, and you've got to ride this bicycle uphill slightly, how difficult is it for you to start get it going? It's hard, isn't it? The first pedal, the second pedal, the third pedal, the fourth pedal. Well, it's hard, you know, you're putting a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of energy into that. And then you start to get a little bit of momentum, and the bike's starting to go with you, and you're starting to pedal. The pedaling is starting to become a little bit easier. You're getting a little bit more speed. Prospecting is exactly the same thing. Business is exactly the same thing. Identical. And what happens to us is once we get a little bit of momentum, I deserve a vacation. I'm going to take the next, instead of taking 2 or 3 days off, okay, we're all entitled. We should take 2 or 3 days off. I book them all the time. I'm going to take 3 weeks off. I'm going to take my family to Europe. Well, you had one good quarter. I know. And I'm going to have another good quarter. I got a lot of pendings. Yeah, but what about the next quarter? Oh, well, I promised my family, so I have to go. Well, what about the promises you made your family to support them? What about the promises you made your family to make sure that schools were paid for? What about the promises you made your family so that they didn't have to do all these ups and downs in life? You promised to go on a vacation. Okay. 90% of those who fail are not actually defeated. They simply quit. I wrote down here, stick with it. How well you follow through with your plan determines your success. How well you follow through with the plan determines your success. You make things happen only by seeing them through to the end. We will not be talking about 2013 business goals. We won't be sitting here and figuring out how many days you're going to work in 2013 or how many hours you're going to prospect. We're not going to talk about that until January 1st, 2013. Why? Because we are going to run through the finish line. We are going to focus on running through the finish line. We're going to make as much as we can now. We're going to sell as many houses as we can now. We're going to take as many listings as we can now. We're going to try to close them this year. If some of them flow over and we have a great first quarter, fabulous. But the plan is to get it done now. Does that make sense? Are you guys with me on this? Yes or no? Yes. All right, good job. John Maxwell says there's two types of people when it comes to discouragement. He calls them splatters and bouncers. Splatters and bouncers. Splatters, when splatters hit rock bottom, they fall apart and they stick to the bottom like glue. Blah. When bouncers hit bottom, they pull themselves together and do what? Bounce back. Maybe you didn't have such a great third quarter. Maybe you didn't have such a great first, second, or third quarter. Maybe you're having an off week. Maybe you're trying to get back into the swing of things. Whatever it is, be a bouncer, not a splatter. Be a bouncer, not a splatter. So, raise your hands if you want to be successful. Okay? So we all desire, based on my quick head count, we all desire to be successful. Yet think about it. Isn't it most people you know never achieve success? Don't most people you know never really achieve success? They dream about it, they talk about it, and yet they never attain it. Why? Why do you think? I have a theory. I think most people don't completely understand the concept of success. Success isn't just winning a lottery. Success is not just a destination thing. I wrote down here, success is a daily thing. Write that down. Success is a daily thing. The only way to achieve real success is to do it one day at a time. One day at a time. I wrote down here, you first form your habits, and then your habits form you. It's as easy to form habits of success as it is to form habits of failure. Think about it. You get up in the morning, the alarm goes off in the morning. Some of us get up and go to work. The habit. Some of us roll over, hit the button, and go back to sleep. The alarm rings again. We have another opportunity. Some get up, go to work, and some do the rollover thing again. What's your habit? Is it a habit of success or a habit of failure? Saving money. Some people get a check for $1,000 and they spend all 1,000 of it, taking into no account taxes, money for tomorrow, etc. They just have 1,000, they spend 1,000. Or the habit of saving, the habit of planning, the habit of putting money away. What are your habits? Habit of success, habit of failure. I wrote down here, every day you live, you're in the process of becoming. Write down, becoming worse or becoming better. But you're in the process of becoming. Becoming worse or becoming better. 94 days in this quarter. 63 of them are work days. 31 of them are days off. Planned days off. Planned. A month. All you need to do is go out and talk to 1,890 people, and that will totally change what's going on in your life for this year. Couple steps to success. You can write these down. I wrote down here, make a commitment to grow daily. Make your commitment to grow daily. Reading books, affirmations, listening to tapes, coming to meetings like this, watching neilschwartz.net 2 or 3 times a week. Success doesn't come from acquiring. It comes from achieving or advancing. Success doesn't come from acquiring. It comes from achieving or advancing. And it only comes as a result of growing. Make it your goal to grow a little every single day. Every day. Grow just a little bit. I wrote down here, don't wait for inspiration. Do not wait for inspiration. You can't get much done in life if you only work on the days you feel like it. Hear what I just said? You can't get much done in life if you only work on the days you feel like it. So there are going to be days out of these 63 work days where you're not going to feel like working. I guarantee it. Maybe 62 of them. It doesn't matter, though. You have to do it. You have to do it for yourself. You have to do it for your family. You have to do it for your future. If you can't find anybody else to do it for me. Really, honest, I have goals too. And part of them are to help you get to your next level. So it makes me feel good when you're at your next level. So if you're not going to do it for anyone else, do it for me. Do it for me. Make me happy because you're growing, because you're achieving, because you're moving to your next level. That's okay. If that's the only reason you'll do it, it's okay with me. I wrote down here, you must get going daily, even on days you don't want to. To be successful, you must persevere daily. I'm talking about every single day. This is all about every day. But only 63 of them for this quarter. But only those 63. 31, have a ball. Enjoy yourself. Do what you want to do. But on those 63, do your job. Do what you're supposed to do, even when you don't want to do it. Jim Rohn says, if we correct the errors of the past and pick up some new disciplines for the future, we can supercharge our future. Opportunity is right in front of you, right now. 63 workdays. If we connect the errors, he says, of the past and pick up some new disciplines of the future, we can supercharge our future. If you choose to, you can supercharge your future by doing what you're supposed to be doing for the next 63 work days. A 5, 5, 10, each of those days will change your quarter, probably change your life. Now let's go out and make this the best week we've ever had. Thank you.